Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of X4, and today we're going to concentrate on getting ourselves a wingman, or at the very least I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to get a miner and we're going to create a wingman from this ship, and hopefully if we have enough credits we might be able to get a second ship on top of our miner and hopefully start ourselves a bit of a fleet going. But before that we obviously need to get ourselves to a shipyard, and that's what we're going to do first off. So let's go ahead and use our map. Find a shipyard. Painted it the wrong way. Thankfully it gives you your location of your shipyard. Whichever one you started, it will give you the location. We want the wharf, so we're going to go ahead and start guidance to object. Right click in and it gives you this nice yellowy orange line, colour you want to call it. Now if we go into our flight controls, a little bit more advanced now, is we'll start to see a marker.
Jump gate. Second contact.
You can see there where it's taking us. Now, we can go ahead and we can fly over there as this, but
Autopilot
we can also press Shift and A. Shift and A will autopilot. Now, autopilot isn't perfect, as you've just seen there. It will tend to disengage flight mode, travel mode, when it doesn't need to really. It'll fly into objects. It tries to take a more direct route. It's a bit finicky, but it will get you there, and it means you can continue doing stuff on your map if you wanted to, so you can just, sort out whatever it was you were doing. If you had stations, you can deal with them, other fleets, whatever it is you wanted to do, you can go ahead and do that without having to deal with the flight. It's just a little bit dodgy, but it is what it is. Come on, there we go. So we've got our direction there, we know where we're going, so I'm going to come right back when we're at the wharf, and then we'll see what we do from there.
Autopilot. Disengage.
And as you can see, we are now at the shipyard. As you can see, it's telling us to drop a satellite. Now we can go ahead and do that, and I probably am going to go ahead and do it while we're here. So I'm just going to place one just about here. If we bring ourselves in, so it's not in the way of the actual dock itself, as it don't blow it up by mistake. But let's go ahead and plant one here. Now this is where I said before where we can deploy them. Deploy civilian satellite. Then we'll just place it right where we are, right there. There it is. What that does is it'll give us the traffic in and out. It'll also give the requirements that the station needs in terms of trade and stuff like that. So it's useful to have. But let's continue as we are. Now you can see it is starting to scan the station as well, which is good for us because it'll also give us more information. But the thing that's important for us right now is we need to have docking permission.
Granted.
So again, press your enter key and then just click on docking with permission. We'll go on in now. Now we haven't got a decent docking computer on this. This is one of the things that we talked about that we need to upgrade. But we'll go ahead and we'll get ourselves lined up. And when we just come into here we go. I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. There we go. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You've got a marker that you have to aim at, which is that bit there. You've then got one that you need to be level with. So you can see if I tilt, it takes that placement. And you've got one where you need to be central. That's the central one there. That's the nose up, so that tells you where your nose needs to be. Get your central marker there. Then you got these two arrows here. These two arrows here are your height. If we bring it in a little bit closer, you can see the height is practically on top of itself now. And this final red line here is how close you are to it. Line it up. Now when you don't have a docking computer, it won't do anything itself. You have to line it all up yourself. Go, and it will dock. If you had a docking computer Mark 1, you just need to get it nearby and it'll dock. If you have a docking computer Mark 2, you can just fly directly at it and it will dock you nicely. Okay, so from here we can buy ships. Now we don't actually need to be at the wharf to buy ships. You can do it from the map. Right click, go from the map there, buy ships, etc, etc. However, we may look to upgrading this ship, which is why we've docked ourselves here. Okay, so buy ships. So we've got a choice of small or medium in a wharf. Let's have a look at small. And we don't have everything at the moment because we obviously haven't got the reputation that we need. But we're going to look at ourselves a miner. Now this is a small miner here. And we may look to actually expanding a bigger miner if we've got the credits for it. Now, the reason why you may want to keep to a smaller one for now is because obviously the credits. Now, the one thing we haven't done yet is obviously solar crystal from the previous episode. So let's go to trade. And you'll find here there is nothing in here for the trade that we need. You see that it's got all sorts of things that mean nothing to us at the present moment. And the reason why I brought this up now is because don't be confused with your inventory for your ships, your trades for your ships, with personal. All this is here is stuff to do with production and ships and all that lot. This isn't the one we want. We want to cancel out of this. We want to get up.
Elite. Vanguard.
We want to head over to the trade port, or the trading point, whatever you want to call it. You see here, Trader's Corner. And this is the one we want.
Can I help?
Show me your
Here
words.
you go.
Okay, so there's a few things we've got here. It's always useful to check out. It's got a lot of stuff in here that you can buy. And the easiest way to see what you've got and what what's available to you, it's the numbers on either side. Everything on the left-hand side is your own inventory, and everything on the right-hand side is how many the trader's got. There's a few things here that we may want to look at buying at some stage. We've got a bomb launcher, hand laser, and space thrusters Mark II. They're all things that we may want to look at. There are things that we can craft as well, which is really useful, but we'll get into all that at a later stage. Right now we want the trade wares, which is separate from the trade wares from the ship that I've just shown you, which is why I pointed that out. Right now we just want as much money as we can possibly get, so we'll go ahead and sell all of our crystals. 903,000 is what we're going to get for that. Perfect.
Good luck out there.
Now we want to head back to, well, we don't have to head back to our ship, but we're going to head back to our ship. So if we press Shift and D, teleports us back to our ship safely. You can again use the map, but what I'm going to do is just sit down and buy ships. We've got credits now. We're going to our small ship, to our courier. Now what I tend to do is, certainly at lower levels of the game, I'll go for a low preset, because it just does basics. You don't really want to worry too much about everything at this stage. You can upgrade this all at a later stage, and we will do that. There's a docking computer Mark 1. The price difference between the two at the moment doesn't negate getting it, because you're going to want it. So you can see still 294,000 credits. We're going to have enough to be able to do something with our other ship, or we can obviously do something. Now you can change the scanner, the object scanner, if you want, and we will do that. We'll drop it down so we've got a bit more of the credits back. We've got consumables. Now this is the choice you need to make here. If you want to have your other ship deploy the consumables, place it on the other ship. If you want to do it from this ship, do it from this ship. Now I'm going to do it for both, and I'll explain why shortly. So first of all, I'm going to get myself a couple of satellites. We'll do a couple of nav beacons, a couple, 5 of each, and then I'm going to do 15 resource probes for about 400,000 credits. We've got a crew. I'm going to bring 3 service crew in and 1 pilot. The reason behind that you'll see shortly. So that's going to be our first miner, which is about half the money we've got. Let's add that to the shopping list. We can confirm the order. We've now got ourselves a second ship being built, but what I want to do is I want to alter the ship that we're in now, and that's the reason why I've placed this ship into the dock, because as you can see we've got, well, basics. If I go to a low preset, you can see it'll change things around. We're actually making money, because what it's doing is it's saving us a little bit somewhere. Where's it saving us? It's removing the consumables, so let's go ahead and put the consumables back in, and you'll see that we're probably about the same as where we were before. Oh no, we don't want to do 25 of them. 5. It's actually costing us 60,000 credits, but as you can see, what it's doing is increasing our scanner to a police scanner, giving us a trading computer extension Mark 1, and it's giving us a single docking computer. We're going to replace the docking computer with a Mark 2. We don't need a crew because we've got a pilot, because that's us. But if we want to, what we can do is we can get a pilot from here, You just click on that and it'll give you a pilot for the ship. Every other ship you get needs a pilot. It's mandatory for some reason. You can change your weapons if you want, but as you can see, we don't have access to anything because we need the licenses. This is what your licenses are for the weaponry. And for the military ones anyway. They'll tell you which one you want for what. You can get the Mark II pulse laser if you want. It's going to cost about 160,000. We're going to go for the Mark II right at this stage because it'll give us a little bit more firepower and somebody to defend us. So we'll go ahead and add that. Got about 300,000 left. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get myself a second Elite Vanguard. I'm not, because that's... No, that's repairing. So let's just confirm that order. Waiting for upgrade to finish. That's absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another small ship. Now we can go for another Vanguard if we want. That's a kind of cool Vanguard. I like that. We can go for the Nova Vanguard, which is also pretty cool. We can go for the same one we've already got. But we can't go for the heavy fighters at the present moment. We can go for traders as well. It's worthwhile thinking about a trader, but we've got a miner at the moment, so I'm actually going to make some money with a miner, then we'll look at trading. I'm going to get myself a Discoverer Vanguard. 121,000. Let's just see if we've got enough credits. We are just a little bit shy, but we can adjust a few things here. We can drop the scanner down with 303,000 credits. We've got one crew member, which is absolutely fine. We don't need to worry about consumables for this ship, because this ship's going to be a defensive ship for us. And everything else is just bog standard. We've got one pulse laser. You can see we've got S1 and S2 there. That's small slot 1 and small slot 2, so you can carry 2 pulse lasers on this weapon. On this ship. Because they're on the top there. The other one only had 1, which was dead center of the ship. Field generators, everything else is all done and dusted, so we'll add that to the shopping list. Oh, we're just slightly shy, so I need to just adjust something here. Consumables are all on 0. Got no more crew. May need to look at... give us... we can do for the all-rounders. We're just a little bit shy still. We'll go for all-rounder engines. Actually, we'll go for travel engines. And you can see we just fit enough in there, so we've got ourselves another ship. Perfect. So we've now got 3 ships from that 15-20 minutes of work we did earlier. Okay. Let's have a look how we're doing with the ships. So again, from the menu, to look at what items you go to property owned. It'll tell you how long something's been built. So another minute and 42. We've also got our courier, and we've got our Elite Vanguard. I want to create a small fleet between the 3 of them. But I want this, at the moment, to stand alone. Because this is going to deploy our resource drones for us. Because I want to show you how to deploy resource drones via the map as well, just in case anybody needed to check that out. I want to put the Discoverer Vanguard in as a defensible ship for our miner. We also want to place this on an automated system rather than having us fly it. If we head on up here, there we go. Yep, so if we press D there, shift D, we can now teleport to our courier.
Courier. Mineral.
Okay, so you can see now this thing is a little bit bigger. We pop on outside, it is quite a bit bigger, and you can see our other one's being built right next to it. I do like the look of these are pretty cool. So that's our couriers with the cargo hatches there, the mining laser there. It's pretty cool. So that's our next ship that we're going to be working for, and on the next episode we'll go into doing actual mining. Right, so as you can see, this ship here has a captain. It's also got the crew that we placed in. Now what I want to do is I want to, as I said, make the Elite Vanguard have some way of being able to basically do work for us without us flying it, but we can still fly it if we want to. So the way we do that is you can right click the courier, go to information, then you can go to crew, and you can find yourself whichever crew member you want, right click. You can promote them to the pilot, so you can replace the current pilot, or you can ask them to work somewhere else for you. You right click the ship you want to assign, and then select. You then go to what you want them to be as, captain, and then assign them. The other way you can do that, which I find is actually a bit easier, is if you go to the player tab, and then you head on down here and you've got the personnel management. What you can do is you can display the skill for roles. So it depends doesn't matter what they are. If you want them to be a ship trader, it will tell you what level of skill they are. I want a captain role, and I'm going to do it by roles like that. You can see here we've got 2 captains already, because 2 of the ships we had to put captains in. The 3rd ship we didn't have to put captains in. Our best skilled one is this one here, Hugo Collard. We're going to right click Hugo Collard, we're going to ask them to work somewhere else for us, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. As you can see, we know exactly that person there is the highest level person we've got available. And that little sound means we've completed an upkeep mission. It just basically means we've completed a mission. It doesn't mean too much now, but we will get onto that at a later stage. So we've now got a captain for all 3 ships, and we've got 2 crew members. Now the reason why we have 2 crew members is because whatever we do with our new courier ship will level these up in service crew abilities. If you click on them, you'll see here that 2 skills are highlighted. That's the 2 skills that they will level up, and the 2 skills that it looks at as the skill level for captain, which is piloting and morale. If we look at the service crew, for a service crew is engineering and morale. So whilst they're in as a crew member, they're leveling up their morale level, which will help boost the piloting level. It won't do too much, but it will help it along the way. That's how you transfer your crews across. We've now got 3 ships, 3 captains, and the ability to have all 3 placed together. We're not going to bring that one in just yet, but what I am going to do is I'm going to bring our Discover Vanguard in to defend our courier ship, because we're going to go out in the courier ship to do some mining. All you do for that is if you click on the Discover Vanguard, right click the courier, you've got assign role for defend commander, attack with commander, or intercept for commander. If you get a large ship, you want to intercept because you don't want them getting to your larger ship. We just want it to defend, so if it comes under attack, it will defend it. And I usually just go for the alpha because it's the first one in.
Requesting permission to dock.
So you'll now see that we've created a fleet, Fleet 1. Our alpha group, which is Discover Vanguard, which is on defense. You'll also see that they are undocking at the moment, even though our courier is docked and not doing much. Our Elite Vanguard is there, ready to go. So we're all set, ready to go. We have a fleet. We have 2 wingmen technically. One of them's currently on a different assignment, which we'll get through on the next episode. And we're good to go when we get to the next episode to do some mining. Next episode I'm going to talk about placing down resource drones, resource probes, picking up on things that you can mine that is going to generate you a lot of credits quickly. And also about... hopefully about sector auto mining. Now we might not be able to do sector auto mining because they've increased the requirements for it, but we'll get to the ways of how we can get to sector auto mining by different means and methods. So we'll move on to that, but that's it for this episode. Let me know in the comment section if you've got any suggestions, comments, ideas, or anything like that, or if there's something that you want more information on. Please let me know as always, but until next time everybody, take care for now. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.